Many of the boldest and most enduring claims about poetry describe it as a medium for vivid and exceptional expression, a medium variously capable of capturing, creating, and even remaking human nature and reality. In the words of modernist poet Wallace Stevens, the role of the poet is to help people live their lives. So often when we encounter poetry in a classroom setting, we are asked to engage with it primarily as it sits before us on a page as written language. We ask, what is language doing? What can language do? But the conditions for writing poetry are rarely simply expertise with language or knowledge of poetic form, tradition, and techniques. More often than not, those conditions are additionally and especially the conditions of rich and dynamic encounter with the human body and the material world. In this course, we will bring to the surface those aspects of individual experience that are internal to our reading of poetry and crucial to the meanings we make. How we hear, how we see, how we perceive, remember, and imagine, both idiosyncratically and collaboratively, both alone and as part of a larger community. To the question, what can language do? We will add the question, what is language a part of? Poetry began as performance, inseparable from live perceiving, performing bodies. Every day, our diverse engagements with the world influence not only how we read poetry, but also what we find poetic. This course aims consciously and conscientiously to reconnect static syllable with live space. We will look at the ways in which poems blur the boundaries between language and flesh, printed page and an environment readily felt, seen, or heard. We will discuss how individual poets inhabit or inhabited their bodies, striving to convey through their works a whole range of perceptual sensitivities. And we will attend a series of performances that likewise encourage attention to world and self, bridge physical and temporal spaces, and generate new experiential possibilities. Attending these performances together, discussing them before and after, we will make our physical and cultural experience an active and articulable part of our reading experience. Encountering a poem for us will not merely mean reading the language on the page, learning about a poet and his or her historical and creative contexts. It will also mean establishing awareness of our own selves and bodies in the process of perceiving, becoming more and more attuned to our own modes and manners of relating to the world, and attending as well to the many ways of expressing relation that an artist or a poet must balance, contend with, and choose between. I really hope you'll join me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Serena.